Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to tonight's presentation of the United States Online Racing League Red Bull Cup Series race at the Watkins Glen International Road Course here in beautiful upstate New York. You'll see the cars starting to populate our grid eventually. You'll hear them in the background, of course. My name is JoeTowNetwork, and alongside me tonight, it's well, Tommy, I'm gonna let these fans out here know what they have to say to you. It's the day after your birthday. 21 years young, Tommy. Um, how you doing tonight?
Thank you, Joe. I'm doing fantastic. I had a fantastic birthday yesterday, and I'm so excited to come here and broadcast today. We're going to have a great race here at Watkins Glen, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, and one other thing too. You added another title to your belt last night. You won the ARCA series here at USORL. That's got to feel great as well.
It feels fantastic, Joe. It's been a while since I started sim racing. It was probably 6, 7 months before that season began. Due to everything, I had more free time. I could race some more. And what do you know? I went out and got a championship for myself. So really exciting. It was a lot of fun. A big shout out to Noah Joyce for putting on that league and admitting it. And of course, everybody at USRL for participating and making it a great time.
Yeah, and before we get going here, make sure you're sharing this broadcast with all your friends, family, and those that would enjoy some Saturday night racing action here from the Watkins Glen International Road Course. But Tommy, it's the playoffs right now for the United States Online Racing League, and we're going to show these guys our current standings going into this round of 8. We got Cal Laval uh, right there in first at plus 19 over the bubbles. Steven Merzlak is at plus 12. Davey Hazard, your best friend, plus 6. And Garrett Sidner at plus 3 so those four right now would be our guys that are making it to that championship four, but we got a long way to go.
Yeah, we do, Joe. 3 races in this round, starting with Watkins Glen and then going to, I think, Dover as well as Charlotte or something like that. I don't remember the schedule perfectly, but I will say, Joe, a really strong field here. And for the final four, whoever makes it is going to have an absolutely hard time to get there. But when they do, they're going to be the best of the best. You can be assured of that.
Yeah, and then we're looking at Darren Ingram, Trey Coleman, both at minus 3 points on the outside looking in, and then Cam Barnes and Noah Joyce at minus 6. What do you foresee as maybe some of the issues for those four guys that right now don't have the bonus points that the top four do?
Right, Joe. Well, every point's going to end up mattering, especially in the chase format where only those top four have a chance at the championship. And given the fact that Cal Lovell has 19 points already through bonus points, Steven Merzlak with 12, Davey Hazard with 6, and even Garrett Sidnor with 3, those are just 3 points, but they can mean a lot, especially as we go towards the end of this round. You're going to really see things shape up in the standings. And if you have one bad race and you don't have any bonus points to lean back on, it could spell disaster for the rest of your season.
Yeah, and you could also have the disaster, you could avert disaster. What do these guys have to do? It's a road course. It presents a different set of skills that these guys are going to have to use tonight. What do they have to do to make sure that they make it out of this race here at Watkins Glen with a decent gap up on the bubble?
Well, Joe, there's a couple of different important things you gotta do when you road course race, and one of them is hit all your corners, hit all your apexes, and do it correctly. One thing in an oval, yeah, you can mess up one end of the track and then recover on the other. But at a road course, the way these corners strain together, if you mess up one turn, it can affect the whole rest of your lap. So just make sure you hit your marks, take it easy, and be there at the end. That's going to be really important for all these guys, chase or not.
Yeah, and you talk about that. It's a big field tonight. It looks like we have a field of 21 tonight, so it's a big field in comparison to some of the other races here. We had a decent field last week, and Tommy, why don't you take us through our starting lineup?
Yeah, Joe. Well, we had quite the qualifying here. A lot of guys close together. Should be very interesting to see how these guys match up on pace in the race. Starting up front, it's the 38 car of Jeff Dixon II. Knocked out of the chase last week, unfortunately, at Kansas. He's looking to rebound and win tonight at Watkins Glen with a really fast time of a 1 minute 9 second .184, and that's way ahead for pole. 8 tenths back of him is the 75 car of Davey Hazard. He rounds out the front row. In row number 2, we have the 43 car of Huang Do, side by side with the 24 of Darren Ingram II. Back in row 3, we have the 20 of Cam Barnes and the 17 of Jake Oakley. In row 4, we have the 12 car of Cal Lovell, last week's winner and the current points leader, as well as the 77 car of Jack Healy. Rounding out our top 10, we have Trey Coleman in the 14 and Garrett Sidnor in the 16, two chase drivers. Looking back at row number 6, we have the 07 of Jamie Zalecki and the 44 of Zach Krasowski. In 13th, we have Ray Tustin in the 18 car, and the 39 of Noah Joyce rounds out row number 7. Going back a row, we have the 41 car of Michael Murata and the 13 of Austin Spencer. In 17th, we have the 29 car of Chris Pickett, to his outside the 99 of Jesse Dalton. And rounding out the field, we have the 4 car of Steven Merzlak, with John Peterson in the 33 to his outside, and in 21st, DJ Harris in the number 78 car.
And that rounds out our stellar field here. And remember, if you want to join the United States Online Racing League, you can check out their link in the description below to their SMS page, and hopefully someone will get in contact with you quickly there. Tommy, next thing we got in this pre-race section, or happy hour watching, your Autosim driver spotlight tonight. It was one that I was a little surprised to hear you say, because we know there's a lot of guys here that are usually fast on road courses and are chase guys, and you didn't pick a chase guy. You didn't pick one of the guys that I know to be fast on road courses. You picked Mr. Huang Do in the number 43 car. Why is that?
Yeah, Joe, well, there's a few reasons. Number one, if I had picked Davey Hazard, it would be me getting yelled at in the meeting on Monday if his race goes poorly. Don't want to give him the commentator's curse. And Jeff Dixon the second, while he's very fast, we've seen some struggles on finishing races recently. So hopefully he can stay in there and have a chance to win. But I picked the 43 of Huang. He qualified third, ran very good in practice. I'm feeling like he has a good shot at this tonight, Joe. He finished second in the lights race on Monday night here at USORL at the same track, same physics. So I think that 43 machine's got a good shot at this thing. And hopefully Huang Do can end up in victory lane and make me look good tonight.
Yeah, and hopefully, we've had some pretty good luck with our AutoSim driver spotlights here in the United States Online Racing League. I always say that. I can't say that USORL really too fast here, but you've been doing really good at these picks so far in our 3 races.
Yeah, Cal Lovell really made me look like a genius, and so big thank you to him for walking away with the win last week at Kansas. But tonight's going to be a different beast. You got a lot of opportunities for these guys who maybe you don't see in victory lane too often to sneak one in there. You never know what can happen at a road course. You could have the fastest drivers out there way ahead, but if they make one mistake, it could be terminal and end their night soon. So look forward to see a lot of different guys up front that we might usually not see. But hopefully at the end of this thing, it's a guy that wins fair and square, and it might just be that 43 of Huang Do, our Autosim driver spotlight.
Yeah, as we continue to watch, there's a lot of carnage going around the track. Earlier you saw, big flip down the front straightaway. I have no idea what these guys are doing. They get a lot of practice time before qualifying, so I'm assuming they're just blowing off a little steam. But there you see the 18 of Ray Tustin. He's in the catch fence. Good thing that catch fence is there to protect those fans on the other side of it. You see the cars rolling by there. But
they're pretty incredible wrecks here you see on the front stretch. Absolutely terrific crashes there. Hopefully that didn't happen during the races. that might bring out a yellow flag or maybe a red one.
Yeah, it might bring out a yellow. You never know, though, here in the United States Online Racing League. Tommy, we're in for a great show tonight. We got some great fans tuning in. I see DeMario Chambers tuning in. Great to see Mario in the chat. Love to see you, buddy. Gambit, which I'm... who is that? Is that John or Garrett?
That's John Peterson.
That's John Peterson, the guy that helped us put this all on. I should know that, Tommy. I should know that, but... Thanks to John for tuning in here, as he's also in the race tonight, so probably has his digital dash all lit up with the JTN feed this evening. But great to see everyone tuning in. Like I said, share it with your loved ones. Give us a like. Hit the sub button. We're on the march to 200 subscribers here on the JoeTowNetwork, JTN, as we continue to try to get better and better as this. Again, Cal Laval and Steve Merzlak making contact down into that turn. That's the other thing.
I'll tell you what, Joe, if John Peterson has us on the digital dash, it's probably a good thing we don't have a broadcast booth with cameras. He'd be too distracted by our good looks, that's for sure.
Yeah, your good looks and my my humor maybe, but I think you got enough good looks for the both of us.
Well, we'll see about that one, Joe. We have a great race here tonight, and hopefully they can complement our humor and good looks, and we'll have a good show tonight. All these drivers, I'm sure, antsy to get going here at the Glen. They're really looking like they're ready to race, Joe. Like bulls ready to be released in dual rodeo.
Well, Tommy, I mean, I'm assuming it's been a long time since these guys have been on a road course too. So, sometimes you're ready to go to get onto one of these road course races, but that can really lead to trouble going down into turn one.
Yeah, if you didn't race the lights race on Monday, which a number of these drivers didn't, you're going to be at a little bit of a disadvantage here. Not quite sure what the car is going to do, how your setup's going to handle. All you have is the practice sessions for this event, so I think there's going to be a big advantage to those guys who have run a lot of road courses in the past, and especially those who ran the lights race on Monday.
Yeah, talk about that lights race. What does that do for these drivers?
Well, it's just good practice, of course. You get to really dial in your setup, and I think in an open setup league like here at the USORL Red Bull Cup Series, that can be a huge advantage, especially if you're coming to the track for one of the first times. You don't really have a baseline to work off of, so it can really be an advantage for these guys, not just to set up their cars, but also learn the track as well, in case they're kind of newer to road course racing, and especially around with these stock cars who are so heavy and have so much horsepower going to the rear tires.
Yeah, and this Watkins Glen International road course is a tricky one too. We don't run the boot here with the stock cars, which is probably a good thing for a lot of these guys because it's a little less to worry about when learning the course. But Tommy, what's going to be the trouble spot tonight for these drivers?
Well, I think we just saw it on the broadcast a little bit ago, and we've seen it kind of all night here as we warm up to the end of happy hour. But at bus stop, Joe, we're going to see a lot of action there. Cars entering there enter at all different kinds of speeds, depending on how fast they think they can take the corner, and maybe their confidence can outweigh their skills and lead to some interesting situations through the bus stop. You don't want to miss that turn up, Joe, because that means a lot. You get a good exit out of that, you can have a good run through the carousel and onto a long back straightaway. So I think that bus stop here, as we saw Davey Hazard fly through it just a bit ago on the monitor, he's uh, he's getting it, and he understands that that's an important part of this track. We're going to see a lot of action.
Yeah, and that bus stop, you talk about people having different braking points. We just watched Davey absolutely floor it through there. You know, is there something with like how guys hit the curving going into the bus stop or going through the middle of it? Is it about how you hit the curbs that you can maybe carry more momentum, or is it just the angle going into that corner?
A lot has to do with that way you enter that turn, Joe. If you're entering to the right side of that, as far as you can go, almost towards that wall, just that guardrail on the outside of that entry, you can gain a lot of time through there because you're really trying to just straighten out that corner as much as you can. You actually got to watch the curbs a little bit because if you hit that first one too hard and at a wrong angle, I can lift that car up onto two tires and really do some damage and get you out of shape. So definitely, Joe, that way they enter that turn can determine how you get through it and exit.
Well, and that's also one of the major passing zones on this course. So, you talk about having to swing out to that outside wall to get the best run through that bus stop. But what happens if you got a guy that's hot on your tail and you know he's going to try to get to the inside?
It's going to be really tricky, and I think if we're going to see a lot of incidents tonight, they're going to come there, or at least there or turn one, because having all those cars trying to fit in a pretty narrow track, when you really straighten that turn out, it can be really treacherous, especially if you're going in there behind somebody that may not be as fast as you through there. You certainly don't want to plunk them in the back and ruin both of your nights.
Yeah, as my producer Bristol walks into the room. Again, so glad you're joining us here. He's reminding me about our sponsors. You can check out Autosim in the description below. They do our Autosim driver spotlight, who for this evening is Mr. Huang Do, driver the number 43 Crunchyroll Chevy Camaro. You can also check out JoeTow Designs and use code JTN2 for 10% off there. Some new designs got uploaded this week for you dirt car racing fans. Some cool ones there, so check them out at new reduced pricing. You can also check out the United States Online Racing League's SMS page, where you can go to sign up to race in this beautiful league. They have multiple nights of racing currently. Monday nights with the lights, Friday nights ARCA, and what's the other series after ARCA, Tommy?
Well, Joe, we have the Tornadoes Dash series after ARCA. It's a pretty interesting series, Joe. We got cars at crazy gripped up tracks with crazy speeds, crazy drivers. It's a really fun time. We had an absolute blast last night, I'm telling you. And if you're interested in joining, that's a good fun series to kind of get acquainted with NR 2003 and the USORL community.
And then also you obviously have this Premier Series, the Red Bull Cup Series, which is winding down its season, so you can tune in there or join there to get involved in these races that we broadcast and then get yourself ready for next season. Tommy, happy hour's winding down here. Um, we see Huang Do real quick going into turn 1. We saw him. He goes right out towards that outside guardrail. Is there any advantage to doing that for these drivers, or is it just a feel thing, or maybe overshoot that corner a little bit too much?
Well, going onto that front straightaway, you want to get back on the power as much as you can, as soon as you can. So that's just that's the result of him getting on that power really nice and early, tracking out to that curb and getting close to that wall. You can do that. It's legal, but you just got to make sure you keep it together because if you get it wrong, you could spin out. And if you're in front of the field, easily it could collect a couple more cars, and you certainly don't want that to happen.
Yeah, you don't want to be the guy that ruins someone else's night. See Trey Coleman in his 14 Jimmy John's machine. Looks like some rear end damage to that car. How much is damage going to play a role in these guys' nights? You know, we talk about road courses, maybe aerodynamics not meaning as much. Damage doesn't mean as much either, does it?
Well, it might not mean too much handling wise. I mean, if you have a car that's damaged handling wise, well, you know, you're moving back and forth anyway. It might not be too big of a deal, but I really want to stress Watkins Glen is a very, very high-speed road course as opposed to, say, the Roval or Sonoma. So engine power is going to play a big factor here. So if you get engine damage, that could spell disaster for your night. So really, make sure you keep that car clean because by the end of it, you're going to want all 550 horses underneath that engine.
Yeah, and all 550 horses is a good thing here at Watkins Glen. So happy you're joining us here on JTN. We're winding down happy hour right now as these drivers are getting it tuned in for tonight's race. So happy you're joining us, tuning in with us here on YouTube. Make sure you hit the like button on this video. Go over to our Facebook page. Give us a like over there. Hit subscribe. We're on the road to 200 here on the JoeTowNetwork. And, yeah, we're going to have a fun time tonight. Only 45 laps. It's a quick one here at Watkins Glen. As happy hour has now concluded. Drivers being called to their cars. Tommy, I'm so ready for this race.
I'm excited, Joe. While these cars are grading, you mentioned a little bit ago about drivers if they're interested in joining the USORL. We have a brand new Formula One series starting on Friday nights after ARCA has just completed last night. So we should have some fun action there. A bunch of road course racing in R 2003, similar to how tonight's going to go. Of course, a whole different ball game there with F1 cars and physics. So I look forward to that in the coming week here. Should be a lot of fun.
It's always a lot of fun when you're in USORL. We've seen that so far on our first two broadcasts here. Some crazy racing, some great action, and so happy you're along for the ride with us tonight. I'm Joe Twansky. Alongside me, as always, Mr. Tommy Bordeaux.
Drivers, start your engines!
He is the driver of the number 57 in most leagues with his beautiful sponsor, TWB.com, who you'll hear more about later as the cars are rolling off. Got the command to start engines here on this short shoot. Tommy, we're about to give these fans 45 laps, if not a little bit more. We got overtime here in the USORL. We're going to give them 45 laps of great action tonight.
That's right. We have green-white checkered attempts if this race is unable to finish under green in the scheduled distance. So look forward to that, Joe. It should be a pretty exciting finish no matter how we slice it. These cars headed through the final turn here onto the front stretch are ready to get into that restart zone and start this race.
You see, they go into the restart zone. They wait. Green flags out. We're underway racing at Watkins Glen. Already
Jeff Dixon doing a good job there in turn one, trying to hold that lead. That 75 car, Davey Hazard.
Oh, we have contact. 12 of Cal Laval hard into the inside guardrail after making contact with, trying to see, can't see the number, new sponsors on a lot of these cars. The 17 car of Jake Oakley.
Take a look up front, Joe. That 75 car, Davey Hazard, already in the lead, but there's that 38 of Jeff Dixon peeking into the bus stop. This is a big action zone. We'll have to see how this plays out. A lot of cars going on here at once. So far, so good. They're pretty much single file through there yet.
Yeah, they all did a really good job of keeping clean after we went through, saw that incident in turn one. But everyone got it back going. We're still green flag racing here at Watkins Glen.
Already check that out. That 75 car, Davey, of course, in the playoffs, looking for another advancement into the Final Four. He is a previous series champion here in the USORL Red Bull Cup Series. He's looking for another title. That 75 machine looking good early on here at Watkins Glen as we're about to complete lap one of the round of 8 here in the USORL Red Bull Cup Series.
Yeah, and that makes this race official. No restarts tonight here at Watkins Glen like we saw last week at Kansas. These guys are going for the next 44 laps to make it to the end. As you see, the 38 of Jeff Dixon, it looks like he got on that, he got on that curving a little too much and it really upset his car.
Yeah, I think right now you got to be careful with it. It's early on. You don't want to tear up your equipment too early. That 38 car right on the back bumper of the 75. I won't be surprised if he tries to move at some point, Joe. He's looking here in the bus stop. I don't know if he's going to be able to make a move from that far back. He tucks back in as we enter the bus stop.
Yeah, I wonder almost, right now are you trying to see what kind of moves you can make it for the end of the race while you're on these newer tires?
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of exploring here. Figuring out what kind of race pace you have. I mean, it's one thing to practice, but boy, racing is a whole nother beast. So these drivers just trying to settle in here, get in a groove. And right now, speaking of getting in a groove, check out the 75 car, Davey Hazard. He's doing a good job in the lead right now. He looks very smooth through these final 2 turns here at Watkins Glen.
And Davey, one of our playoff drivers, a win tonight would advance him to Homestead in 3 weeks' time. It looks like Jeff Dixon was getting to his outside there and falls back in line down the front straightaway.
Yeah, it looks like Dixon might be getting some better exits, but it seems like Davey's able to pull him just a little bit on that front stretch. It might be a gearing thing, might just be how he's running the turns, but you can see also a lot of variety of lines out of turn number 1 with all that asphalt runoff. You're going to see drivers out next to that wall all night long. Pretty impressive how they can throw it in there so deep and make it stick.
Yeah, it is pretty impressive. Jeff Dixon still on the tail of Davey Hazard again, peeking his nose to the outside, or inside rather. But not close enough to make a move. How nervous are you if you're Davey, knowing that the guy behind you, he has nothing to lose tonight? Jeff Dixon out of the playoffs, Davey still in the playoffs with a lot to lose with an early incident here.
Well, I wouldn't be too concerned. Davey's a veteran, of course, and Jeff Dixon's so fast. He's smart, too. I think, Jeff, you've seen him a couple times. He'd have a run down that back stretch out of the S's there. He'd had a couple shots to really dive it in there in the bus stop, but he's smarter than that. He knows that move is not going to work out, and especially who he's racing around. He's going to be smart about this one, and I think at this point, this early in the race, I don't think Davey has too much to worry about. But, of course, if that 38 gets beside him, I think you might see him take it a little bit easier. You don't want to make contact too early to this thing.
Yeah, making contact early would definitely be an issue, but one guy we saw, we're going to go back to him, that had contact early on in this turn 1 was the 12 of Cal Laval. You see heavy right or left side driver's side damage on that 12 UPS machine. What does he have to do to get back into this race?
Well, Joe, that's big chase implications. He won the lights race here on Monday night with some great fuel strategy at the end. Boy, if that race went 1 lap further, I don't think that 12 car would have made it. But right now, Cal leading our points. He has the most bonus points of anybody right now of the remaining chasers. But unfortunately for that 12 car, early damage, what he's going to look for, Joe, is a yellow to come out. That's pretty much a big hope for him. He has the pace to make some spots up, but if he really wants a good points night, he's going to need a yellow to fix that damage and also bunch up this field.
Well, he's got those bonus points tonight, and hopefully those are going to help him at least keep above the bubble after tonight. We'll have to wait and see as he continues to try to make his way back up the field. Here you see 2 more playoff drivers. Garrett Sidner in the 16, Steven Merzlak in the 4. They were running 2nd and 4th coming into tonight, both inside, so those 2 being very careful around each other. In front of them is Trey Coleman in the number 14 Jimmy John's machine. So Trey's having a really good last month and a half, really over and fast, winning twice, and over here still making his way throughout these playoffs.
Yeah, that 14 team's done a great job in the playoffs, even recovering from some bad starts. And certainly he's going to want a good start here to the round of 8. If he just gets a good solid top 10, top 5 finish, that 14 team is going to look a lot better. Right now, of course, out of that bubble because of a lack of bonus points compared to the guys ahead of him. But if they can string together some good finishes, they're going to be okay. You can't afford any bad races here, Joe. And I think right now, Cal Lovell is trying to avoid just that.
And Trey's got to continue to keep up his momentum and avoid those mistakes, Tommy. And I think if anyone can do it, Trey definitely can. Here you see Cam Barnes in this number 20 Jacob Company's Yankees car. I know there's probably some opinions about the logo on the hood, but what about the driver, Tommy? What does Cam have to do? He was 6 points outside the cutoff going into this race, and 6 points is a lot of points to make up here in the United States Online Racing League.
Well, again, Joe, that 20 car in the same position as Trey, you can't afford a bad day at this point. I mean, you can win and lock yourself into that Final Four, certainly, but you really can't have a bad day. He's running in fifth right now. The chasers in front of him are that 75 of Davey Hazard, still in the lead, of course, and the 24 of Darren Ingram. So if he can at least finish near those guys, that's good, because considering there's only 2 other drivers ahead of him at this point, that means he's ahead of all the rest that he's trying to chase for that Final Four spot. So that 20 car, as long as he finishes well tonight, currently in the top 5. If he manages to stay there, it's going to be a fantastic start for this 20 team. And given how the other chasers' races are going, it could be a really good start to him for the round of 8.
Yeah, and you talk about, he's only got 2 guys in front of him. When you're behind the wheel of the car, are you counting how many other of your playoff competitors are in front of you or around you, or are you more worried about actual points?
Well, I can tell you from my experience, I don't know if I calculate points on the go, but certainly I take notice of who I'm around and just where I am relative to them. But honestly, it doesn't matter too often early in the race, only really at the end. And so I think right now you're not too worried about that. Although, Joe, I must say, the 43 of Huang Do falling back our Autosim driver spotlight. Ooh, looks like he reappears there. He had a little bit of a connection issue at transponder on the 43 car. A little bit wonky here. Hopefully he can keep it together and continue in this race.
Yeah, he had those issues Wednesday night in the Fast Cup race here, which you can find the race recap right here on the JoeTow Network. As it looked like Darren got on the curbing a little bit through the S's, and that's going to allow Cam Barnes to close the gap and look to make a move to the inside. He doesn't get it done as Darren continues to hold that 4th position.
Yeah, not quite, Joe. Although I'll tell you what, that 20 car, I know he didn't get that spot yet, but he's looking at it here in the carousel on the inside. Pushes a little bit on exit, but we'll have to see these 2 cars battle. Both very aggressive drivers, but very good as well. They have a lot of pace, and if they can keep it together, they're going to have great finishes for each other here in the round of 8. And I think you could see these 2 drivers right now, both outside that cut line, possibly get their way in the next few races here, and possibly have a chance to win this championship.
Well, Tommy, I'd like to mention real quick all the fellow racers in the chat. You see Ryan Pace, Sean Whitehill, both in the chat. They're rooting on their guy, Mr. Mikey Murata, who's closer to the back of the field. We'll try to find him out here. Where is he? Where's Mikey? There he is. And his number 41 machine. They're going down into turn 1. What is Mikey? Mikey's one of those guys that's not in the playoffs right now, not competing for the championship. What are those guys, as we see big carnage down into turn 1, Noah Joyce. Is that going to bring out a yellow?
They might stay green here, Joe. We're going to have to check up front to see if these leaders are slowing down.
It looks like they are.
Indeed, that's going to bring out our first yellow of the event here. Well, Joe, we talked about it just a little bit ago. I was going to say, Cal Lovell here, he really needed that yellow. Looks like it was an incident in turn 1 that brought it out. That's going to help that 12 car an awful lot. He's going to fix that damage and get back to racing. But like you said, Joe, that 41 car, Michael Murata, just out here for fun. And Mikey could use some fun right now. We're thinking of him and his family after passing in the family. So good for him to be out here and racing, and hopefully he has a good night. We're thinking about you, Mikey, and we love you.
There you see Mikey in his car racing with a heavy heart. Mikey, we have your back no matter what. But we're going to get you a replay of the incident. It looked like it involved one of our playoff drivers, Noah Joyce.
Yeah, that's has big implications. That 39 car, pretty far back in those point standings. He can't afford a bad day here. We say the guys up front can afford a bad day, but that 39 team is really going to have to get it together and try and find their way up front to this field, not get involved in any more incidents. He's really got to pull it out here and try and get a good finish, or else his chase hopes and dreams of making that Final Four may be slipping away all too early in the round of 8.
Yeah, it looks like it's actually going to be Healy in the 77 car. You're going to see him coming down into the turn 1 braking zone behind the 4. Steven Merzlak doesn't get woed up, makes contact with the back of the 4. Steven keeps it going straight, but the 77 goes around and then is run into the back of by the 17, so that's going to be what causes the caution there, Tommy. Looks like no damage on that 39 car, Noah Joyce, so that's good for him, but tough break for the 17 and the 77 cars.
Yeah, quite an interesting incident there. That 77 car had spun a few laps earlier towards the beginning of this race as well. That's why he was so far back in the field after qualifying towards the front somewhat. 77 car, I'm telling you what, Joe, ooh, that was a scary situation. I'm glad he got away with that with minimal damage. All the hits he took were pretty low speed, so I think he'll be okay for the rest of this race, of course. That's Jack Healy in the 77 car. Up front, Joe, we had some drivers stay out. It's Ray Tustin in that 18 car right now, leading this race. Did not pit under that yellow flag.
Yeah. Is that just a strategy call? You know, you're really in a two-stop situation here with only 45 laps, or is it, you know, is it just maybe they're trying to lead a lap here?
Oh, it could be both, Joe. I think that 18 team right now, of course, not in the playoffs right now at this moment, but anytime you get those sponsors up front and get some TV time on JTN is not a bad deal. So certainly M&M's has got to be happy about that one.
And all our users tuning in, they know how to support these guys. Go out. I think we got a live stream down towards the bottom of the chat from one of the drivers. I forget who exactly it is, Tommy, but got a
That should
live.
be Austin Spencer in that 13 car, Joe.
And we saw him. He had a lot of troubles last week. This week, doing a little better, keeping that car clean. None of his own, of course. Squidward was having a bad day last week at Kansas, but make sure you check out his live stream of his perspective there for your beautiful second screen viewing experience. We're going to reset him here, though. Ray Tustin and the... whose car is that? New paint
That's
scheme.
the 29 of Chris Pickett right there.
On the front row, and then Davey Hazard and Darren Ingram on row 2 with Jeff Dixon rounding out your top 5 here on this restart.
I'm telling you what, Joe, this is going to be a really interesting restart. You see Darren Ingram picked up a lot of places on pit road. Very good start for that 24 team. I'm sure that 75 is not thrilled with the 18 in front of him, but he's going to have to make do here. 2 new cars in the front row as we head restarting on lap number 9, headed to lap 10 here at Watkins Glen. They're in the restart zone and green flag waves. 75 car, already a great start compared to the 29. He's going to try and make a move 3 wide into 1, makes it 2 wide, trying to make something work on the outside line. Dives it back inside, trying to get around this 18 somehow, as they all fan out behind him.
Yeah, a lot of fanning out, but Davey Hazard's going to retake the lead here at Watkins Glen with that beautiful move down to turn 1. He really let that 18 go into the corner, hop the curb a little bit. 18 went way wide, and Davey just scooted by on the inside to take back that lead.
Yeah, that 75 car, and quite a few. Oh, we got problems.
Cam Barnes. Round in front of the... Oh, big hit.
More contact.
And that's contact to the nose of that machine.
Oh, we got more contact in the bus stop. 2 cars around. That's Huang Do as well.
Oh, and more cars around the 07 and the 77.
A lot of chaos and carnage here on this restart. Boy, Joe, the first restart was quite tame. That one, a lot of cars spinning out and some contact, even involving some chase drivers.
Yeah, that was a lot of contact there. We're going to get you a replay of the Cam Barnes incident first.
We are under yellow here at Watkins Glen, and 75 car able to take the lead on a very smooth restart there for him on those 4 fresh tires. Jeff Dixon got his way back up to second, Joe, and Darren Ingram in third, but Cam Barnes, who was in the top 5 to start this race, falling way back after a spin out of the S's.
Yeah, you're going to see he gets to the inside of the 24, Darren Ingram through the S's. Darren just hits the curbing and makes contact with the 20. The 20 was kind of hugging him a little too much, and that sent the 20 around. Then he's going to get hit by the 17 and then the 29 making contact on the front end. That's your first incident here on the exit of the S's. We'll get you to the second one in just a second. And it's going to involve the 18 of Ray Tustin, who was our leader on the start at the beginning of that restart. You see he gets out into the grass here, then just hits the inside curbing. That scares the 43 of Huang Do. Did a great job of getting way outside, make sure there was no extra contact there, but that causes your other yellow. As you see the 77 around here too.
Boy, Joe, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't call myself a soothsayer just quite yet, but I'm telling you, I talked about that 24 and that 20 car needing a good finish for each other, considering they're both below that cut line, and unfortunately a contact there between them causing that 20 car to not only spin, but get involved in some more wrecks there, exiting the S's. That's not good for him, and certainly he needs a good finish here.
Yeah, well, you need as many points as you can. We talked about needing a good finish for these playoff drivers, and look who's up front now after that caution and these pit stops. That 12 car of Cal Laval.
That's really impressive, Joe. Able to make his way from the back with damage. Crew looks like they did a fantastic job on that number 12 UPS Ford to fix it up. And he's screaming through the field just like Dale Jarrett in 1999. Doing a fantastic job. He's up in the top 5 after not the ideal start for that 12 team, but certainly uh, doing what it takes to become a champion once again here in the Red Bull Cup Series.
Well, you know who else was screaming through the field today? Well, today it was the 91 car of Alex LeBay at the Daytona SCCA test. He was running one of those Xfinity cars down there trying to get practice for the Daytona Road Course race for the Xfinity Series. Tommy, I know you've done SCCA events before. Have you ever seen someone take a full-fledged NASCAR Xfinity Series car out to that Sonoma track out there in California?
Well, I've seen a lot of old Gen 4 cars, but I can't say I've seen a brand new Xfinity Series car out there. Might I say, though, that is a brilliant move from Alex Labe. I know he got shut down, but I want to say that's big brain. And I wouldn't be too surprised if that 36 team is fast come race day in a few weeks' time. I'm telling you what, Joe, in my opinion, I think that's fair game. It was not a NASCAR sanctioned event. It was SCCA. It was an SCCA car on an SCCA track event. Personally, I think it was brilliant. And unfortunately, did not get away with that one. But you cannot take away that track time and experience that he was able to get. It's going to be mighty valuable, especially considering they have no practice or qualifying before the race in a few weeks' time.
Yeah, and these
Heading out of the final turn here, looking for another restart, lap 11.
Now these drivers got a lot of experience with green flag racing to start this race, but a quick caution put us back, or quick incident put us back under yellow here. Davey Hazard leads him to the line, hits the gas, green flag's back out here at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, Davey stayed out that time. He didn't want to pit again, especially after that short of a run. He felt like he could stay out, maintain that track position, and whoa, a little bit of an issue there for him.
Yeah, but lucky for him, that 13 car had a little bit of an issue, but 13 scoots by, put Austin Spencer into the lead through the S's.
How about that? Austin Spencer, who last week at Kansas could not catch a break. It was just like Ken Alexander's terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day at Bristol many years ago. But that 13 car now leading at Watkins Glen. What a turnaround for that team.
And look at the cars fan out going down to the bus stop. That's not going to be the way they want to go. They get single file there. Everyone looks to make it through clean as Davey Hazard challenges for the lead through the carousel.
A little bit of dirt and tire smoke being picked up in the bus stop, but everyone keeps it straight right now. Good for them making it through that turn as Davey Hazard wanted to get that lead back. He looks like he's going to get it with ease, Joe.
Yeah, he's got the inside positioning going into this corner. Gets loose again on the brakes. A little bit of wheel hop there. Coming through the final corner, Davey Hazard regains the lead. He's going to lead this lap here at Watkins Glen.
Looks like that 13 got a little high on the exit there. That's probably going to allow the 12 car to make a move down into 1. We'll have to see when they get there. Look at that 12 car. Look, peeking out. Looks like he's going to try and make a move on the inside as the 75 car, now that he's in front, setting sail. It's a fire hazard at the front of the field, Joe.
Yeah, well, the 12 got to the inside of the 13, but again, Austin Spencer does a great job of getting a tremendous run off of turn 1. Give him second place as now the 12 car Cal Laval falling into the clutches of John Peterson in the 33, who's falling into the clutches of the 38 of Jeff Dixon.
Really impressive, Joe. I'm telling you what, that 13 car hanging around on the outside like that. It looks like the 12 had the same issue that Davey did just a lap ago on that restart on the inside line. Going to be interesting to see how the 12 can get it done now. Certainly that 13 car, maybe it doesn't have quite the pace as the other cars around him, but it doesn't matter. He's doing a great job up there in second as the 75 car, Davey Hazard, walking away right now, doing a fantastic job out front.
Yeah, we saw Jeff Dixon able to hold pace with Davey here, but the 13 of Austin Spencer doesn't seem like he can do the same. Is that just the difference of, Spencer hasn't run in a while? Maybe just the unfamiliarity with the sim? Oh, as Trey Coleman makes contact with the 33 of John Peterson, that sends the 14 around. Oh, everyone. Oh, Noah Joyce hard into the wall.
Big problems in the final turn. That's going to bring out a yellow for sure, Joe, as these cars slow down. As you were mentioning just there, Austin Spencer doing a great job in second, I must say, even though he has been away. Doing an awesome job up there in second. And wow, what a impactful wreck involving multiple chase drivers, Joe.
Yeah, that was... I don't know what was happening there. He kind of door slammed the 33 of John Peterson coming off that corner. We'll get you a replay.
Well, and you saw right there on the quick replay there on the monitor that the 39 car, Noah Joyce involved. Really, really unfortunate for that team. They're behind in points right now. They're the last one out right now. I mean, they are deep behind all these other drivers trying to make their way into the Final Four. That 39 team That's a tough start to this race.
Yeah, there you saw Trey Coleman. He was trying to come back onto the racing surface, but that 33 of John Peterson, he was just there.
Yeah, really unfortunate involving Trey Coleman as well. Another driver below the cut line. Wow. Yeah, those two really got together, Joe, and unfortunately it was in a pretty bad place to get together. That corner, uh, pretty blind when you're going around it, especially on exit there, especially where that 39 car was. Good thing he didn't get ran into again, although he had quite the impact into the outside wall.
Yeah, we'll go with our speed on board here with Noah Joyce in the 39 car. I think he turns left to avoid Trey, but that really just kills his day.
Yeah, you almost feel like hopefully there was something he could do to avoid that, but in that situation, that turn, with how much speed you carry in, a lot of people don't realize, but that's actually a very quick turn, even though it is 90 degrees, and just trying to avoid it, and unfortunately there was nowhere to go, and that's a bad day for that 39 team. They're going to have to fix that car up and see if they can salvage anything out of a disastrous start to their round of 8.
Yeah, and they were already behind the 8 ball, 6 points off of the cut line for to make it to that final four. I know Noah was really worried about tonight at Watkins. Glen doesn't call himself the greatest of road course racers, but tough break for that 39 team. Hopefully they can get it fixed up good enough to where they can keep some pace in that car and make a run for at least the top 10 here.
Yeah, hopefully they can, Joe. You would hate to almost be out of the picture as soon as the chase round of 8 began, and uh, I think right now you're just hoping to get what you can and hope you don't have to be in a must-win situation. As the 13 car of Austin Spencer's going to stay out as the rest of the field pits. That's 13 car right now, Joe, in the lead of this race. He's going to lead a lap here under yellow. Good for that 13 team after a pretty bad week at Kansas last week. Doing really well early on here at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, and a couple more guys staying out. The 17 car of Oakley, the 07 of Zalecky, 29 of Pickett, and the 99 of Dalton. So those
This
five.
will be interesting, Joe, especially with all the drivers that pit. All the leaders came down pit road with the exception, of course, of the 13 car. So it'll be very interesting to see how these drivers stack up. Looks like the 24 car, Darren Ingram, taking 2 tires in that stop. He's going to get some good track position.
Yeah, Cam Barnes also coming out ahead of Davey Hazard, as well as the 78 car of DJ Harris. So DJ had a really great run last week at Kansas.
He sure did, picking up his first career Red Bull Cup Series top 10. Gonna be an interesting little strategy game here, seeing how those tires can hold up, 2 versus 4. We didn't run too long on those last set of tires, so I think 2 tires might actually be a good call, especially if you needed track position, and so many of these guys did. So wow, a really bold move here early on, but nothing out of the ordinary, of course, for Darren Ingram and that 24 team. They've been making a lot of risky moves, but boy, they've paid off so far.
Yeah, and risky moves, it's all about well, I don't know what I was trying to say, Tommy. That's what we're all about here at JTN. You got to risk it for the biscuit. You got to risk it for the prize. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. The 13 of Austin Spencer, currently your leader, as we're under caution here for the 3rd time at Watkins Glen International. So happy you're joining us. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe here to the JoeTow Network as we're on the road to 200 subscribers. Make sure you're going over to our Facebook page. Give us a like over there because we post every time we got a new JTN video out for you. As well as, make sure you check out the United States Online Racing League, USORL, if you are interested in signing up for racing. I see a question in the chat. Hi, does anyone here play in the Fast League? Tommy? We don't play in Fast, we race.
We do, Joe. We do race in the Fast Racing League. Thank you for the question, Felipe. We do. So if you're interested in checking that out, we have a Facebook page and as well as an SMS page similar to USORL. So if you're interested, go check it out and apply. Yeah. Well, Joe, here we go. It's lap 15. We're going to be restarting here on lap number 16 when these guys take the green flag once again. It's Austin Spencer up front with Jake Oakley in that 17 car on the outside. A little bit different look at these top 5 right now, going back to Jesse Dalton in that 99 car. Pretty interesting strategies here as well, with some guys on 2 tires, most on 4. As we head into the restart zone, taking the green flag once again, and away we go, back under green here at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, it looked like the 17 really spun the tires. You saw the car going side to side. That checks up that whole outside lane as the 13 takes the lead here going down to turn 1.
How about that, Joe? That 13 car back in the lead once again. Wow, look at all those cars fanning out, Joe. That's an incredible view. Really impressive how those drivers are able to keep it together.
Well, I mean, I can't remember the last time I've been at a Watkins Glen race where there were so many people, such a great crowd here for a road course race, especially in USORL, and doing a great job of keeping it clean for the most part so far as we watch Davey Hazard try to pick his way back up into the lead.
Yeah, already that 75 got around the 20 car, who did take 2 tires as well. And right on the back bumper of the 24, he's going to start pressuring Ingram as they head into the carousel. We'll see if he can get any good drive off here as they get really tight on exit. Looks like that 24 is going to stay ahead of him for now. As the 13 car of Austin Spencer continues his lead, but that 07 of Jamie Zalecki moving around, trying to look, doesn't quite get it there.
Yeah, you got to keep looking, though. You got to put pressure on that guy behind you. Davey Hazard now going to the inside, almost 3 wide going into our final quarter. I don't know if it might have made a little contact with that 24 through that corner.
Yeah, just a little bit, Joe. Might have been a little bit of cars wigging out just a little bit. Look at these guys. Look at that. It's like tandeming at Talladega or Daytona back in the early 2010s. Side by side, 2 by 2, going down the front stretch. And that 75 car looking to the inside of the 24 yet. Looks like he's going to get him in the S's right here.
Yeah, Davey's going to clear Darren going up through the S's. As Jeff Dixon and Cam Barnes battling side by side through the S's, that is a tricky spot for these drivers.
They're really close, and they're going to struggle right now, especially because they were side by side onto this exit of a long back stretch. They're going to struggle for speed a little bit, but really, really good for them that they kept it clean. That 20 car on a good recovery after having an incident up at the top of the S's earlier in this race.
Yeah, but give the 6th place spot to sixth place spot to Jeff Dixon as Davey Hazard continues to hunt for this lead.
He's hunting for the lead, but right now it's that 13 car up ahead looking at the 07, trying to move to the inside once again. Takes a look in the same turn. Not going to get it quite yet. Really impressive driving from that 13 of Austin Spencer. He's on a little bit older tires than the likes of the 75 and the 24. Doing a fantastic job right now as we got a little bit of cars shuffling out of the last turn right there. Darren Ingram looks like he's hanging onto his spot okay, but under pressure from Cam Barnes right now is the Jeff Dixon machine, that number 38 car.
Yeah, Cam really sends it down into turn 1, washes up a little bit, doesn't make contact with 38, give him that position over Dixon as Huang Do looks to the inside of Dixon going up through the S's.
Take a look at third place. It's now Davey Hazard in that 75 car, able to get around the 17 of Jake Oakley, and now trying to find his way around Jamie Zalecki in the 07, looking to the inside here on the backstretch. He might get it into 1. We'll see how these drivers end up here in the bus stop, excuse me. Side by side on the entry.
Oh, 07.
A little bit in the grass. A little bit of contact.
Oh, hard into the tire barriers there. And did he quit? Oh, no.
Unfortunate for the 07 car, who was running second at the time. Contact in the bus stop. You know, that's a tough one, Joe. You know, I told you at the start of this thing we would see a lot of action there, and especially if they went side by side. And unfortunately, that 07 car, terminal damage, that's going to end his day way earlier than he wanted to, I'm sure.
Yeah, so we'll get you the replay with the helicopter cam. Davey Hazard, Zalecki on the inside of the bus stop. See hard contact with those tire barriers. Tough break for him and that whole 07 team.
Yeah, Joe, looks like we had some more issues there. The 13 car of Austin Spencer, who we were just saying did a fantastic job leading this race. Looks like he's got some issues, Joe. Looks like he's struggling a bit now, back outside of the top 10. So, unfortunately, a huge fall-off there for that 13 team.
Yeah, it sounds like that car has lost some power. It sounds really weak. I wonder if maybe he lost a gear.
He could have lost a gear, Joe, and you know, you shift so often here at Watkins Glen. Looks like the 24, Darren Ingram, going through the bus stop a little bit. He's going to have to clear that. He's going to have to slow down. Looks like he gave up the spots, but not what you want to see from the 24 camp, especially if you're a fan of Darren Ingram, because that was a little bit of a tricky situation in the bus stop, and it cost him a lot of time.
Well, and you know, oh! Darren around right in front of Cal! Oh my goodness!
And that has huge playoff implications, Joe.
Well, and these guys, they gotta be careful not to get stuck in the sand.
Yellow flag waves.
Oh my gosh.
That's incredible. We've seen so much action between chase drivers, Joe, tonight. They've been involved in pretty much every wreck.
Well, and you'd think that these are the guys that are being extra careful tonight, knowing what is on the line.
Wow, that is incredible. And that 12 car of Cal Lovell, Joe, we mentioned his triumphant start there to go from the back after an early incident all the way up to the top three, but now he's finding himself in the back of the field once again, Joe.
Yeah, that 24, it looks like, I don't know if he wheel hopped going down into that corner or what happened, but he hit that inside curbing and that just sent him right back across the track.
Now, the curbs are very treacherous. These cars, they're not quite like your grandma's Cadillac. They don't really glide over bumps too easy, and that's exactly what happened, Joe. Really got upset on the curbs, and unfortunately, Cal Lovell, just an innocent victim of that one. That's unfortunate for that 12 team, but doesn't look like they're going to be too badly hurt. They didn't get into those tire barriers there at the end of the track, so he should be okay. Hopefully, nothing too badly damaged on that 12 car.
Yeah, but he made a lot of contact with the side of that 24 Darren Ingram with his nose, so I wonder if they have any engine damage on that 12 team.
Hopefully not. We mentioned how that could affect things here at Watkins Glen with the long straights and a very fast road course relative to other ones on the schedule. So I think he'll be okay. If anything, if that 24 car, Darren Ingram, just taps his nose on those tires, that could affect that 24 car. And unfortunately for him, not a very good night for him so far, outside of some running after 2 tire pit stops earlier, but a tough start here for that 24 team.
You see the onboard with the 77 of Healy. Tough break for all those drivers involved there.
Yeah, Jack Healy looks like, I don't know if he had got any contact there, but certainly watching it on the monitor, he just got loose going into the corner. Don't think he's going to be hurt too badly. We've seen that 77 involved in an incident earlier in the race, but he should be able to continue here at the Go Bowling at the Glen.
Yeah, and some of these guys have definitely gone bowling so far in this race. We've seen brake lockups. We've seen a lot of craziness so far here in the USORL Red Bull Cup Series opening race of the round of 8. If you're enjoying the racing action, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe here. I'm going to keep shouting that at you. Well, I'm not going to shout it at you, but I'm going to keep telling you, hollering at you to do that. We're on the road to 200 here on JTN as cars are coming to pit road.
I'll tell you what, Joe, that turn right there in the second to last turn here at Watkins Glen, that caution came out. If there was such a thing as a 12-24 split in bowling, that would probably be it.
Tough break for all those drivers there. So you see almost everyone coming down pit road, get some fresh tires. Those guys towards the back that were involved in that incident definitely want to come down pit road here. 12-24 split, Tommy. Come on.
I'm only human, Joe.
But
I had to do it. But I'll tell you what, a pretty interesting night here for a lot of these guys in the chase. Like we mentioned, certainly some cars involved that have had damage that's going to have some big time implications. We mentioned how important those bonus points could be, or the lack thereof could really hinder a driver's performance. We saw the 39 in an incident that gave him heavy damage, the 20 car Cam Barnes, the 14 of Trey Coleman, now the 24 of Darren Ingram. Right now our bottom 4 in the playoff standings struggling early, and that's exactly what they didn't want to have happen tonight.
Yeah, but it looks like Darren and crew, they did another strategy there. They took 2 tires, I'm assuming. They came out right behind Davey Hazard. Kind of a puzzling move, Tommy. Is there I'm a little unfamiliar with the rules, but is there a claim for the caution, or?
Well, not quite, Joe. It can get to that point if it is a caution-filled race, but I think these guys are just going to race it out here. Really, the penalty for getting involved in a wreck, I think, at these speeds is going to be the damage to your race car. We'll have to see. That 24 looks like he's going to be okay after all, Joe, and after that strategy, will be interesting to see how we can fare here after that incident. Pretty surprising for that 24 team, but a good turnaround on pit road.
Yeah, I almost wonder, though, too, he spun out there through the asphalt, and that definitely hurt those tires. Is taking 2 tires really the right move? Wouldn't you want 4 freshies on it?
I think I would, but of course, track position being so important here, he doesn't want to be stuck back in traffic, and I think he's fast enough that he can make it through it, but that 24 crew chief deciding, nope, we're going to risk it. We're going to take 2 once again.
Well, another guy that's risked it, and he probably did it to get those bonus points, is this 39 of Noah Joyce. We saw he made hard contact with that safer barrier coming off the last corner, and now he's in the lead here.
Yeah, he's going to try everything he can to salvage at least some points for this race here. Not exactly the start they envisioned, but that 39 team looks like they did a really good job fixing up that car up front. I must say, Joe, that hood was crinkled quite a bit, but now looks like Tubby came home with some fast food and sat on it. Looks pretty flush now.
Well, it looks a lot better than what it did after it hit the wall. Noah Joyce in that 39 speed Chevy Camaro for his team. You see the 99. Jesse Dalton is going to be to his outside. Davey Hazard, Darren Ingram making up row 2. Jeff Dixon, Huang Do. Row 3, Steven Merzlak, Cam Barnes, row 4 as we're coming back to the green flag here. Cars rolling past the pit entrance. Getting ready. Get the tires clean, boys. Get this race cleaned up a little bit. Let's get another long green flag run here as the cars come through the restart zone. Noah Joyce hits the gas. We're back green flag racing here at Watkins Glen.
A little bit of wheel spin, that 39 car struggling on that start. He's going to get the bonus point for leading a lap, but for him to repeat a task that Robbie Gordon did in 2003 to win here at Watkins Glen, it'd be a Herculean effort for that 39 team. Looks like the 75 going to easily power him by entering the S's here going uphill as Jeff Dixon slides into third with Steven Merzlak and Darren Ingram battling for fourth.
As here you see Cam Barnes to the inside of Dalton in that 99. Give him that. I have no idea what position we're at this point. Crazy racing here at Watkins Glen as they continue to fan out going into the bus stop.
Yeah, it looks like that 39 car, I got to say, we had a little bit of an issue there. Oh, it looks like the 99 of Jesse Dalton going to have to come to a stop in the bus stop.
He does. We reset here. Davey Hazard, Noah Joyce, Jeff Dixon, Darren Ingram, and Trey Coleman making up your top 5.
Take a look at Noah Joyce right there. He's hanging in second place, Joe, and he's not doing too bad of a job. For all the damage we thought that car would have, he's hanging really well. And I'll tell you what a turnaround for that Speed Energy team.
Yeah, doing a great job here. He's got to stay close to Davey. He's got to make up points on the rest of those playoff drivers right now. One guy we haven't heard of a lot tonight is that 16 of Garrett Sidner. He's running about mid-pack outside the top 10, it looks like.
He's been really quiet, Joe. He has won at a road course earlier in this Cup season, so it's not like he's incapable of it. Right now, I think he might just be taking it easy, or he might be stuck in traffic. So maybe they're going to have to try a strategy like Darren Ingram, taking 2 tires to get some track position. That could make a huge difference for that 16 team, but right now, struggling early here. Hadn't been up front like we've seen a lot of these chase drivers so far.
Well, he's got a beautiful Best Buy scheme on that machine this week. As there you see Zach Krastowski, he's in the 44 car tonight, falling back there, but yeah, that 16 car, we want to see a little more pace out of him this evening.
Well, I'm telling you what, Joe, that 39 car surprised me. Looks like he got a little bit tight there in the carousel. Not too good there. Looks like he's going to give up the spot to Jeff Dixon, but impressive. That guy is really wheeling that car, Joe. I mean, I've been in damaged race cars before here in NR 2003. I know it's hard to drive when you're down in engine power. Oh, and we got contact back there. It's the 20 and the 24 again, Joe.
Yeah, as we're going to radio, Tommy, here, we lost our cameras at Watkins Glen for a quick second. We're going to get right back to you we're going to give you a short little break here and kind of fill you in on what's happening.
Yeah, it looks like we had contact between the 20 and the 24 in that second to last corner. We've seen a lot of incidents there tonight, although we stay green right now. That's a disaster for the 24 team.
So sorry about that brief delay there, but Tommy, tell our viewers at home what happened.
Well, Joe, we have quite the incident here involving 2 more chase contenders. The 24 of Darren Ingram getting turned by the 20 car of Cam Barnes in the second to last corner. Again, incidents there for the 24 car, and it might have been just like the past incident where the 20 got upset on the curbs and got into the 24 car. We stayed green, and the field really spread out now, although our top 2, the 75 and the 38 up front, right now, Davey Hazard in the lead ahead of Jeff Dixon as we are racing lap 25 of 45, moving into just 20 laps to go.
Yeah, a tough break definitely for Darren in that 24, and he's definitely not going to be too happy with Cam in that 20 car. Those two battling for these playoff positions here as Jeff Dixon looks to the outside of Davey Hazard going into the bus stop.
It isn't the first time those 2 drivers got into each other, but it would be for the 75 and the 38 here tonight. Right now, side by side as the end of the bus stop at 38 smartly gives up the move. He's been awfully fast tonight, Joe, but right now that 75 car been able to hang on to that lead. Davey Hazard doing a good job, as well as Noah Joyce in that 39 car, hanging on to third with a damaged race car. Incredible effort by that team.
Yeah, they're doing a great job here, keeping that car up into third, but don't look now. Trey Coleman running fourth. He's got a lot of momentum going for him here in NR, and he's capitalizing on it here at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, Trey Coleman in that 14 car. We saw him involved in an accident there, the same one that actually caused Noah Joyce to get that damage in the last corner, but right now doing a terrific job in fourth. Boy, I'll tell you what, if these cars finish like they are, it's going to flip the chase picture way upside down. Don't look now, but that 12 car of Cal Lovell, starting from the back after being involved in the past incident, Now back up to 6th on the outside of the top 5, knocking on the door, doing a good job recovering here again for that UPS team.
Cal doing a great job. He's had to recover twice tonight here in this 12 car. Doing a great job here, trying to make up those positions. He's got those bonus points coming in tonight, but you definitely don't want to use them in race 1 here.
No, you don't want to exhaust that cushion that you have, certainly. If you need to, great, but you want to be able to keep as much of an advantage as possible throughout this round right now. Round of 8, of course, 3 races here, starting at the Glen, then we have 2 more the next 2 Saturdays, and then we have the season finale where 4 drivers are going to compete for the USORL Red Bull Cup Series title at Homestead Miami Speedway. Should be a very interesting one, and you can see it all live here on JTN.
Game crashes, of course, hopefully not likely, but Davey Hazard still your leader here. Jeff Dixon, we saw this at the first run of the race, Tommy. These two are really close. What does Jeff have to do to try to make it around that 75 of Davey Hazard?
Oh, he's got to be careful. You saw him get really wide there on the exit of the last turn. It's okay to do, like I mentioned earlier in the broadcast. You can get out there, but you got to be careful. You can't send it into the wall. You can't make that curb upset you. He's got to be careful. Oh, and as I say, he's got to be careful. He spins out in turn 1, Joe.
Tommy, I just got to stop asking you questions. Big implications here for that 38 team as now he goes around again and makes contact with the guardrail.
That's not what he wanted. This race turned from
miracle
to disaster.
He came back up the track and almost collected the 20 of Cam Barnes.
That's incredible. That 38 team was just running up front at the beginning of this race and was comfortably in 2nd place. And now he's fallen way back outside of the top 10 after big issues in turn 1. That's unfortunate for that 38 team, Joe, who are so fast here tonight.
And it's going to be tough without another caution to make up those positions, but don't look now. Just as Noah Joyce regained that 2nd position because of the mistake by the Dixon team, Trey Coleman looking for that 2nd place here, hounding that 39 of Noah Joyce.
2 chase drivers, both underneath that cut line, fighting for their seasons. They have 2 more races after this one to make things happen, but as they don't have as many bonus points and are currently out of that top 4, every position is going to matter. And you know Trey Coleman, with as fast as he's been lately, is going to look for that 2nd spot and try to get it as soon as possible too, and maybe chase down Davey Hazard.
Yeah, I don't know if that 14 car's got the same speed as Davey in that 75. We've seen Davey be the class of the field tonight, but getting up into 2nd, that's, again, another playoff driver that you got in your rearview mirror, and if you're the guy that likes to count cars here out on track, that's definitely going to bode well for you.
Yeah, that 39 team, I'm telling you what, Joe, they did such a great job repairing that car.
It disappeared.
Yeah, it looks like you got an issue there on the transponder. We'll have to see if that comes back at all. But that could have more huge chase implications.
Yeah, he's been out for a while here, and usually when they're out for that long, they're gone. I don't know. We'll keep an eye on the NR chat. But,
I'll take a look here. Looks like he just fell out, so that is heartbreaking for that 39 team, Joe.
I don't know how you can run so well here and then have something like that, whether it be a game crash or internet, but oh man, that sucks. I know you've had it happen to you too before. It's just it's heart-wrenching feeling.
Oh, and especially for all the effort that team had done to get that car back on pace and running inside the top 3, top 2. Joe, that's a disaster for that 39 team who had recovered so well. I hope they can at least come back and have a strong finish yet, Joe. Still plenty of time left in this race here. Lap 29 of 45. They can do it, but it's going to take a yellow flag to really help them out here. And the way these cars are spread out, it might be a miracle if we have one.
As we see the 24, Darren Ingram, he's making his way to pit road. We missed the incident between him and Cam Barnes, but Darren coming to pit road for what should be the last stop of the race.
I'll tell you, my heart goes out to that 39 team, Joe. They were running so well, especially for a track that you mentioned Noah Joyce wasn't too sure about, that they could perform here at Watkins Glen as well as they wanted to. And they were in position for a fantastic points finish, and certainly if things had held where they were, they would be in a great position entering next week. But unfortunately, internet issue there for the 39 team. Hopefully they can recover and maybe get a good finish yet. We'll see.
Yeah, as Davey Hazard, though, closing the gap on that 39 and Noah Joyce. If you're in that 39 shoes, you just had your internet go out, you're going to be a lap down here. What do you got to try to stay ahead of the 75, right?
Yeah, he's going to be willing that thing as much as he can. He hopes that there's some speed energy in his fuel. That's going to give his car a little bit of get up and go. And he does have the advantage, though, because he fell out. He's going to have fresh tires, so perhaps that 39 team will be a little bit faster at the beginning of the run here compared to the 75, but still, you got to get it over that mental block of the what ifs and focus on your current driving ahead of you. That's unfortunate, but You've got to just push on, and hopefully he can rebound as we saw him do before.
As you see Davey Hazard going into the bus stop. We got a new top 5, though. Trey Coleman running second. The 77 to Jack Healy running third. He was involved in that incident with the 12 and the 24. And speaking of the 12, there's Cal Laval there, and our Autosim driver spotlight, Huang Do, running fifth.
Yeah, Huang's had quite the up and down night. He's kind of stayed around in the midfield, but he's been towards the back and towards the front a few different times. And seeing him in the top 5, that's a good sign for that 43 team. But I have to say that 12 car, again, Cal Laval doing a great job coming from the back once again to be up in the top 5.
Yeah, and real quick, Tommy, we gotta tell all our fans at home, check out Autosim, a new frontier in simulated racing. Autosim is a brand new NASCAR-related simulation racing game where you can manage teams or just sim your way through hundreds and hundreds of years. Check out Autosim in the description below. Autosim 6.2 recently came out this last week, Tommy, and it's a hoot. You can also check out Autosim videos right here on the JoeTowNetwork. Posting every Monday. At random times, of course, because that's how we do things here at JTN when it doesn't come to sim racing broadcasts. But you can check out Autosim in the description below. Autosim, a new frontier in simulated racing. As Huang Do, our Autosim driver spotlight this evening.
Well, Joe, taking a look up front, Davey Hazard last time by with a 111.195. Back to second place, Trey Coleman, 111.351. So just a little bit of a gap being built by that 75 car. He's already 2.5 seconds ahead of the 14. We'll see what the times are like this time by. Let's see if the 14's got anything for Davey. You never know. Maybe he saved a little bit more on his tires, and maybe he has a better car in the longer run. We'll have to see this time by. Let's see what these cars can do.
And if you're, Davey, are you maybe wheeling it back a little bit, trying to save your tires a little bit more here, so that way you got fresher tires towards the end of this run?
Well, maybe, Joe, but check it out. Last time by, Davey Hazard looks like he might have had a mistake. He ran a 111.7 compared to a... Well, let me see if I can find our car here. The 14 of Trey Coleman. Trey running a 111.1, so a 0.6 gap right there. Swallowed up by the 14 team. It was 2.5 seconds. Really impressive driving there from the 14 camp, Joe. Might have something just yet, but traffic might play a factor here. Ray Tustin just exited pit road here in front of our leaders, and right now Hazard made clean work of him, but let's see if the 14 can do the same.
Yeah, it might be a little harder for this 14 car, but then you never know. Usually these lap down cars, they're a little more forgiving with the second place machine. They let him by a little easier, so we'll see if Ray does that here for Trey. Hey, those names
I want to mention something, Joe. Not only has Trey been freaky fast, as his Jimmy John sponsor says so, but also these cars behind him, the 12, the 77, and the 43, all running very fast lap times, even faster than Trey that last time by. Really interesting to see these cars come alive towards the end of a run here, Joe.
Yeah, the 77, it looks like he's maybe, I don't want to say sending it into a corner, because I think that has a negative connotation, but he's really able to get a great run into the turn 1 there. That it doesn't seem like that 14 of Trey Coleman has that same gear going through that corner.
Yeah, I saw just a few laps ago the 14 get a little sideways exiting 1, so it looks like that 77 able to hold those corners pretty well. Last time by, Joe, Jack Healy in that 77 car, although he's been involved in a few spins tonight, he is the fastest car on track at the current moment.
That's a great job for that 77 team getting that car cleaned up here, but Davey Hazard in the 75 Toyota, he's definitely the one to watch out of the Toyota camp tonight.
He certainly is, and he was able to extend his lead just a little bit there. Like we mentioned, lap traffic definitely playing a factor for that 14 car. Right now, trying to work their way through it. Looks like the top 5 all have. Going back to Cal Lovell in 5th, and our Autosim driver spotlight, Huang Do, now up to 4th on the tails of Jack Healy and Trey Coleman.
Yeah, doing a great job there, trying to make up these positions. Huang was starting up towards the front, making his way back towards the front. He said he finished second in the lights race Monday evening here. Make sure you check out the USORL's SMS page to sign up. But this 43 team, they're doing a great job of recovering from a couple early mistakes.
Looks like, Joe, we've got some pit stops for our leaders. The 75 of Davey Hazard down pit road, as well as the 12 of Cal Lovell, Joe. Like they're both taking Ford tires, and they saw the signs. A couple other cars had already made pit stops there, and now these two in two high up in the points chase drivers. Davey, of course, has led pretty much all night long, except for a couple caution flag laps and early restarts. But that 75 team doing a good job. Hopefully no mistakes on pit road. They're out and away, followed by that 12 car.
Yeah, great stop for that 75 team. They're going to hope to hold their lead here. As we're coming down to the end of the race, Tommy, why don't you tell our viewers at home how many laps we got left?
Well, Joe, right now it's lap number 34 of 50, so we have 12 laps to go at tonight's racing event.
As we're having some more technical issues with our scoring system here at Watkins, Glen. Hopefully those resolve themselves, or we get a chance to try to fix those for you viewers at home. So sorry about that, but make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe here to the JoeTow Network as we're on the road to 200 subs. As I believe Trey Coleman's your leader.
Trey Coleman is the leader, and the 77 and 43 have come down pit road, Joe. That's Jack Healy and Huang Do, our Autosim driver spotlight. They're getting service now. Jack Healy in his pit stall stops, 4-tire change in that 77 car. He's been running some fast laps towards the end of the run. We'll have to see where he comes out in relation to Davey Hazard to see if maybe, just maybe, he has a chance.
Interesting to see if he gets a shot, though, to make this win here, because Davey is doing a great job all night long with holding the lead. You see Cal coming down the front straightaway. Davey's already made the pass on those guys as they're sitting on pit road. Right now, Davey would cycle out as your leader if everything was to stay the same, as Huang Do had to make an evasive maneuver as Healy got really loose coming off the pit road.
Check out all that advantage that 12 car of Cal Lowell gained. Pitting just one lap earlier from these guys, he found himself in 5th before these pit cycles began, and now he's up to 2nd. Really impressive. Provisionally 2nd, of course. Trey Coleman and Garrett Sidnor up front still have not pit.
Be interesting to see when those guys come to pit road. Maybe waiting for a caution here. It's a lot easier to make a pit stop under yellow at Watkins Glen, or maybe trying to save a little bit of gas.
You know, one of those two things, I think the 16 car of Garrett Sidnor right now, we've talked about him earlier in this race, specifically how we really haven't talked about him. He's been a non-factor tonight, which is interesting considering he was fast here at the Lights race on Monday, and he has won a road course here earlier this season in Cup Series competition. A little bit of an incident here up front, Joe. Our leader, Trey Coleman, a spinning car of Chris Pickett on the backstretch. Blocking the race.
Oh!
We're going to have a yellow, Joe!
Big contact there. You saw as we cut back.
No contact.
Oh my god.
And this race has turned on its head. Unbelievable right there. We just talked about hopefully these guys can get a caution that they've stayed out, and that's exactly what they just got, Joe. Looks like that 29 car, Chris Pickett, spun out in probably one of the worst places you can on the entire NASCAR schedule. Was on the middle of the track sideways and got involved in an incident that even included Garrett Sidnor in the 16.
Yeah, it looked like he hit the grass a little bit, trying to stay out of the way of our leader, Trey Coleman, here. And then just big hit from the 78. Got into the 18. And you see Garrett Sidnor. Oh, big contact with the 16. Didn't see that contact there. You see the 18 around, too. Oh, my goodness, Tommy.
Wow, I just saw that wreck again on the monitor, and that 29 car was spinning like a top multiple directions. I hope he's okay. I hope everything stayed in one place in his brain bucket. That 29 car, hard impacts there, both on the front and rear quarter panels of his car. Impressive crash there. I think that car definitely beat up here. Hopefully the driver is going to be okay.
Yeah, big hits here at Watkins Glen. Not what you like to see hit, especially hitting those guardrails. That can't feel good.
Yeah, only safer barriers on a few turns here, so certainly a hard hit there. We've seen some hard hits, though. Drivers have come back from that 39 car. Noah Joyce, of course, earlier head on into the wall, but he's been running okay. Certainly that caution saves that 39 team big time, Joe.
It's definitely got to help the team of Noah Joyce. They should be getting the lucky dog here under this yellow, but oh my god, I almost wonder sometimes if these guys don't have, you know, the most up-to-date spotters. You got to wonder if a spotter told the 78 car that there was a car around there on that straightaway.
It's hard to know for sure unless you're behind that wheel, Joe. And where he was on the front or that back straightaway, and that's such a high-speed corner and blind out of the S's. But it seemed like there was a lot of time between him getting hit and cars coming towards him. So that's really unfortunate, kind of unnecessary. It didn't really have to be the wreck it was, but instead it is. And now this race has really flipped upside down.
Yeah, we're probably going to see our leaders come to pit road when they get the chance here. Working. Tommy, What are we working here?
Well, Joe, it is that time. It's the TWB. We'll call it 9 to go tonight, Joe. Lap 37 of 45 here. Folks, coming this fall is TWB.com, a revolutionary business providing goods and services to people from and businesses alike with products and services that you can trust. And now they're expanding out to TWB.com coming this fall. Also, check out our partner website, TommyBordeaux.com, one of the best websites on the web. Check it out at TWB.com, TommyBordeaux.com. That's TommyBordeaux.com. For more information, go visit that website. And for more information on Tommy Bordeaux Racing's partners, Interstellar Communications, check out our partners page on the website as well. Well, Joe, that's your TWB 10 to go. This race, compared to just a few laps ago, has really changed big time. Big swings here up front, but Trey Coleman now leads in that 14 car.
Yeah, and Tommy, before we get towards the end of this race, I want to make sure these viewers get the full viewing experience. So we're going to go dark for a couple seconds here to get all of our stuff reacquainted here so we can get you to that lap counter back. So sorry about that. Not working this last little stint here, but you're going to see the leaders are all going to be coming down to pit road, and when we come back, we'll tell you how they come off pit road and what our race is going to look like to the end, Tommy. These guys are going to be in for a great show.
Yeah, they will be, Joe, and you saw a lot of guys coming down pit road that hadn't before. People who have recently pit staying out. That includes the 75 of Davey Hazard. He's going to re-inherit the lead, so that 75 team certainly wants to complete what they started here tonight, running up front all night long as the 14 car gives up the lead to pit road. He had to pit for fuel and tires, and now he's in pit road getting service. Jack Healy, also a quick driver here. He's going to pit again on this pit stop. They feel like they can have a tire advantage on that 75 team if they pit right here. Also back in the field, John Peterson in the 33 and Steven Merzlak in the 4, now exiting their stalls, as well as Darren Ingram. Looks like he had a little bit of strategy on pit road. That 24 car going to come out just ahead of the 14. He's going to move up a few spots in the order.
Guys, we'll be right back here with you guys on JTN. Just give us a quick second. We'll get this stuff reset and good to go for you for the end of the race. And we're back here on JTN. Just a quick lapse of everything here. Get your reset, get you ready to go. Tommy, these guys coming off pit road, give them the reset.
Well, just speaking of laps, they're running out of time here to make a move for the win. But right now it is Davey Hazard up front who has led the majority of this race. That 75 team looking strong. Behind him, Cal Lovell in the 12 car had a great pit stop to earn that second spot. And doing a fantastic job as well as our Autosim driver spotlight of Huang Do in third place in the 43 Chevrolet. Looks like we have Toyota, Ford, Chevy, those top three, followed by Jeff Dixon, who had some incidents earlier in this race, now back up to fourth. Our pole sitter, really impressive comeback for him. And Darren Ingram, who's been involved in multiple accidents here tonight, back up to fifth. So inside that top five, impressive there. So a big group of drivers all in the chase, running well here towards the end of this race. Not to mention, of course, Cam Barnes and Noah Joyce finding their way in the top 10 as well.
Yeah, good to see all these chasers getting up for playoffers. I don't know. Good to see these playoff guys back up towards the front of the field as we're going to be getting really close to that 5 to go here at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, as this race runs out of time, intensity is going to pick up. It's already been a crazy race. We've seen a lot of incidents here, Joe, particularly in the final two corners as well as the bus stop and out of the S's as well. Last time it was a huge wreck on the backstretch that brought out this yellow, but right now it's the 75 car and the 12 looking on the front row to take this green flag and try and run this race to the end up front. The 75 car of Davey Hazard, he won a few weeks ago. And green flag back in the air. Like I said, that 75 car, he won a few weeks ago earlier in the season here, but it's been a while since that 75 car has been in victory lane at USORL. So that 75 car really hoping for a win here.
Yeah, he's got to take it easy here. As you see, Huang Do and Cal Laval side by side give the second position to the 43 car.
Yeah, 43, that's our Autosim driver spotlight. It's been up and down all night long. Right now he's running second, looking good, Joe.
Yeah, doing a great job running, trying to close the gap here on Davey Hazard as they go down the back stretch into the bus stop. You see the 4 Steven Merzlak problems there down this straightaway, losing a lot of time in positions there. Cars slide, they slide through this bus stop here, Tommy. Oh!
Contact involving Merzlak in the 4.
Big contact there. I don't think that's going to bring out a yellow, though.
Looks like we stay green here. That's big chase implications for that 4 team. They had problems. They were sliding back, and then they just got involved in an accident, Joe. As quickly as things can look good, they can fall away oh so fast. That's unfortunate for that 4 car. Joe, we got a report now from the pits. They're missing 4th gear. Underpowered there on that 4 team.
Yeah, he just got, I don't want to say he got took out, but oh boy, that 17 car, he hit that inside curb, and that really upset the 17 car of Oakley.
Well, from bad to worse, that 4 car struggling now at the end. Steven Merzlik, of course, won just a few weeks ago at Richmond on his birthday, or near his birthday, to advance him to this round of 8. He's going to have the same kind of miracle comeback here, as this first race is not going to plan towards the end of it. Now just 6 laps to go. Huang Do all over the back of Davey Hazard, all over the track, looking to get that top spot away, as we are under yellow once again here at Watkins Glen.
Now, looks like it's going to involve the 77 of Jack Healy here. We'll get you a replay of that. You saw the replay of the incident with the 4 car of Merzlik. Is this going to help his case to try to maybe make up some positions towards the end?
It's going to help a little bit, Joe, but lacking 4th gear at a track where it's so necessary compared to other road courses, he's going to struggle for speed. And especially with all the long straights here, that's going to be a nightmare for that 4 team to try and recover. But if there's anyone that can do it, it's that 4 car of Steven Merzlik, let me tell you.
As we're watching the replay, a scary replay at that, it looks like the 77 he got sideways there down the front stretch, and then look at Merzlik helping him get back on his wheels there. What a nice lad. But
yeah, that's a class act from that 4 car. That 77 on his lid. He's had problems in that turn 1 offshoot multiple times tonight, and hopefully he'll be okay. Certainly not racing in Australia, so being upside down is not going to help him here any. But unfortunately for that 77 car, very fast, but certainly the wrong side up is not the right way to go.
No, that was a big hit there. Hopefully, obviously the driver's okay as he races as he drives away from that incident down turn 1. And Tommy, we're going to have a sprint to the finish here. It's going to get really exciting really fast.
As DW would say at the finish of the 2003 Darlington race that Ricky Craven and Kurt Busch battled at, it's going to be really exciting. Really, really, really exciting. So stay tuned here at JTN. We're going to have a heck of a finish here. Up front is the 75 car of Davey Hazard. Ooh, the 12 car of Kyle Lovell hits from 4th, Joe. Trying to get some new tires in there. Very interesting strategy.
Yeah, he's lonely, though, there as one of the leaders. No one, that top 10 all staying out here. But then again, Cal, with all those bonus points he has coming in tonight, he can really afford to take this risk here.
Yeah, you're right, Joe. He can take those risks, but you don't want to push your luck too much. We've seen him come from the back to the front multiple times in this race, so we know he has a fast car. We know he has the know-how and the capability to get back up front, but I don't know. With so few laps left, Joe, we're at 5 to go right now. We're going to restart with 4 to go. Will there be enough time for him to make it back to the front?
Yeah, I don't see it. With the way these guys have really fanned out, and it's really hard. This track is really narrow. I don't see how you can make up all those positions. I don't understand giving away that track position. I know Cal wants to drive the truck, but that 12 car is not a truck right now. You're not going to be able to bulldoze your way through this field.
Yeah, we've seen a couple bulldozers out on track tonight, but not one in front of the 12 car, certainly here. So we'll have to see how we can fare. A few other cars on that pit stop, like you mentioned, Joe. Pretty lonely down on pit road.
Yeah, it's just got to be a tough break for that team. You got the 78 also made it off pit road before him, so he lost another position there. I'm assuming the 78 probably took 2 tires on his stop, but yeah, I don't see that move really playing out unless we get another quick yellow and he can make up a couple spots here on the restart.
But we very well could, Joe, the way these drivers have been racing lately. We've seen quite a few incidents, but for as much as we've seen some big crashes, also been a pretty clean race as far as green flag running goes. So we'll have to see at the end of this race. And one thing to be outrageous coming down to the end of it here, Watkins, it's another that it's in the playoffs in the round of 8. So every position matters, and these guys know it too. So they're going to be pushing awfully hard to try and get up front and steal the win away from Davey Hazard in that 75 machine.
Yes, these guys, it looks like they've been sliding like they're on ice. And quick update for all our NHL fans out there. Currently, the Calgary Flames are up 2-1 over your Winnipeg Jets out there in beautiful Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. But resetting here, Davey Hazard, Huang Do on the front row, Cam Barnes, Jeff Dixon, row 2. And then row 3's Darren Ingram and the 14 to Trey Coleman to his outside. Tommy, it's going to be a great restart. These guys, they go through the last corner. Davey is going to have command control of this restart on the outside. It'll be interesting to see what kind of restart he can get as they come to the restart zone here on the front straightaway. Davey's going to have complete control of this restart. Tell these guys when they can go green. He waits, hits the gas. Green flags back out here at Watkins Glen.
Quick move for that 38 of Jeff Dixon to the inside. Going to be 3 wide heading into 1. I don't know. That might work. It might not. Looks like Cam Barnes on a great restart on the outside line. He's moving up into second as they fan out once again. Exiting turn 1. Impressive driving. Looks like the 43 with some transponder issues. Davey Hazard right now in the lead. Joe, the Senators and Red Wings may not be in the playoffs, but all these guys feel like they have a shot at it. Looks like that 75 car getting pressured by that 20.
Yeah, Cam Barnes makes an aggressive move down to the inside. He's going to try to outbrake Davey Hazard going down into the bus stop here. Doesn't get it done.
Joe, I don't know if that's the move to make right there yet. He's got to make sure he can stay with Davey, and a bad entrance into the bus stop can mean a lot of time. He's going to have to set it up, I think, in 1. He looked really good in 1 on that restart. That 75 car under pressure now, probably under the most pressure he's had all night.
Yeah, we've seen Davey kind of have problems through turns 1 with hitting that curb, and it really it makes that abrupt hit of the curb really disrupts his momentum down there. But still your leader, Davey Hazard, followed by Cam Barnes, Jeff Dixon, Darren Ingram, and we said he was having a silent night. Garrett Sidner racing with Trey Coleman for the 5th position.
That's impressive. That's a championship caliber drive to turn a bad night into a good one. That 16 team doing a good job there up in the top 10, as well as the 39 car right ahead of him. A few spots behind him. Noah Joyce recovering from some early incidents here, doing a great job back in the top 10.
Yeah, as you see them come up through the S's. Whoa, Cam Barnes in the grass!
Oh, that was really close, Joe.
And that's going to allow...
We've seen the 20 involved before, an incident in the S's, as Jeff Dixon now in the mix. This is incredible, Joe. This is like Keselowski, Busch, and Ambrose back in the day.
Yeah, crazy finish here. Jeff Dixon right on the bumper. Davey Hazard through the bus stop as they go into the carousel down here.
This time by, it's going to be just 2 laps to go. Exiting the carousel, Davey Hazard maintains his lead, but the pole sitter, Jeff Dixon, who's gone through so much controversy in this race, trying to get back up front to where he started. Lap 43 of 45 here at Watkins Glen. Will this thing finish under our scheduled distance, or will we have a green-white checkered? Right now, those top 3 pulling away just a little bit. Cam Barnes kind of on the back foot right now after he lost that 2nd spot. Coming through the last turn here. 2 laps to go this time by.
Yeah, we're seeing these guys, they really use the grass here as runoff room. That can't be good for the handling of that car. It's got to make the car feel really sketchy.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that. That 75 car really hasn't been out there too often this race.
As we see these guys, they go wide, but Davey's done a great job of not having to go wide to keep that momentum up. Is he just doing that maybe because of feel, or because we've seen these guys get great runs off turn 1 up through the S's on him?
We have, but I feel like we've seen him have issues right there on the curb, exiting 1 on the outside. So I don't think he wants to go out there as deep as these other guys are. Oh, we got 3 wide in the back almost. Looks like Hong Do trying to make a move on Darren. Here we come through the bus stop up front, guys.
Yeah, Davey does a great job, though, keeping his positioning there on Dixon in the 38 through the carousel here. It's these top 3 breaking away from the rest of the field. Garrett Sidner, though, riding in 4th.
Yeah, doing a great job. That 16 team, fantastic finish could be in the cards for them tonight. That 75 car, speaking of fantastic finishes, well, he's had a fantastic start to the race, leading almost all the way, but he's got to stay up front for 1 more lap, Joe. As we head out of the final turn, it's going to be 1 lap to go. The white flag is out here at Watkins Glen. Davey Hazard in front with Jeff Dixon barreling down right behind him.
Yeah, white flags in the air. Davey Hazard, Jeff Dixon, they're going to be battling for this whole last lap, rest of the way here for you guys at home right here on JTN in the Red Bull Cup Series. Dixon goes wide. He's going to, again, get that great run off of turn 1 and up through the S's. Davey's going to have to keep his positioning there. Hits the curb a little bit, gets it a little loose, helps it turn a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like that 38 car, he's really pushing it now, Joe. Looks like he just messed up a little bit in the S's. I don't think he wanted to do that, what he did right there, get on the grass a little bit. If he's going to have a shot here, it's going to have to come in the second half of the course where Davey's been so strong compared to the 38 car. Here we go to the bus stop for 1 more time. That 75 car out in front as the 38 squirrely behind him. Here we go through the carousel 1 more time, heading towards the end of this race.
Yeah, that's going to be all she wrote. You saw Dixon, he got really loose off the bus stop, lost all that momentum. You see Davey doesn't have to take that defensive line down this short chute into turn 8, I believe it is. Can't remember the numbers. Davey Hazard, he's going to bring it through the last corner here. Just slow and steady, Davey. Don't hop those wheels. You saw he got a little loose. Can't do that. Coming off the last corner, down the front straightaway, past the flag stand. Give the race at Watkins Glen to Davey Hazard. He wins.
Impressive drive by Davey Hazard. Started second. Didn't quite get the pole like he wanted to, but it didn't matter. That 75 car pretty much took the lead on the first lap and did not let go of it for a large portion of this race. Impressive finish for the 75 team. He didn't get the finish he wanted last week at Kansas, yet he did advance to the round of 8. And Joe, that means that 75 team is now locked in to the Final Four in the USORL Red Bull Cup Series Championship playoffs at Homestead.
Well, as Jeff Gordon once said after winning at Martinsville, we're going to Homestead, and Tommy is a part owner of PTR. You're going to Homestead, buddy.
It's thrilling, Joe, let me tell you. We got that 4-car Steven Merzlak, that McDonald's Toyota. He's got a chance, too. He had a bad finish here tonight, but I know Steven's going to be fast here in the next 2 weeks. So if he can pick up a win or some good points finishes, he'll have a shot as well. Congratulations to Davey Hazard. Fantastic win for that 75 team.
Yeah, as we get ready to let these guys get back down onto pit road, get some interviews for you here on JTN. Tommy, run them through the finishing order.
Sure thing, Joe. Well, in front, ahead of the field for seemingly all night long, that 75 car of Davey Hazard advancing himself in to the championship for at Homestead in a couple weeks' time. In second place, the pole sitter Jeff Dixon. Great recovery for that 38 team after a rocky start to the race. Cam Barnes ends up the night in third place after a few early incidents for him as well. Garrett Sidnor in the 16 car finishes fourth. Fantastic drive for him, really a non-factor all day until the end. A great job to pick up a top 5 for him. And in fifth place, Huang Do in the 43 car. After being our Autosim driver spotlight, he actually made it to the end of the race, so congratulations to him. In sixth place, Darren Ingram, the second in the 24 car, also involved in a few incidents. Noah Joyce in seventh. Really impressive comeback for that team. That was a good start, a good finish for that team, I should say, after some rocky trials and tribulations during the event tonight. In eighth place, Jake Oakley in the 17. Ninth place, Steven Merzlak, a chase contender, struggling with gear issues towards the end. Jack Healy rounds out your top 10. Trey Coleman, after leading a little bit of this race, finishes outside the top 10, Joe, in 11th. Not exactly what he wanted to see, but unfortunately for him, he's going to have to deal with it. And I know he's fast, but he's going to have to really pull out some good finishes here in the remaining 2 races this round. Behind him, Cal Lovell in 13th Austin Spencer in 12th. Cal Lovell in 13th. He was up, down, all night long, really, Joe. And a late pit stop but cost him some track position. Did not get the finish that he wanted, certainly. Behind them, going down the rest of the order, John Peterson, Jesse Dalton, Ray Tustin, Chris Pickett, DJ Harris, Jack Kosowski, Jamie Zalecki, and Michael Murata rounds out your field.
And Tommy, as we get ready to get these guys into the booth here for post-race interviews, what a fantastic finish we had at Watkins Glen. For all these viewers at home joining us here on JTN, Davey is going to Homestead. We see him in the chat. We're going to bring him into the booth here in just a second. All right, Tommy, you want to usher your boy in? And here he is, winner here at Watkins Glen, the Go Bowling at the Glen. No mile length, no number, just Go Bowling at the Glen. Mr. Davey Hazard, congratulations on your win, Davey. You were so dejected last week after a strong finish. What do you have to say?
Oh, it's about time. It's fine. It's fine. This is moments like that. I mean, I put in a lot of work, put in a lot of practice, drove really hard. I'm so freaking happy right now. It is unbelievable. Thank you guys.
You were pretty much the class of the field all night long. You've won before at Watkins Glen, but this one's special because it locks you back in to the Championship 4 for Season 6 of the Red Bull Cup Series. Davey, you're going to Homestead. How does it feel?
Homestead. I love everything about the Homestead we run here at the USORL. I love that track. It's exciting. I want to go 2 for 2 here, but it's so freaking exciting. I'm still in the car right now, but yeah. I'm super excited.
And we're 3 weeks you're going to Homestead, but you still got 2 races between then and now. What is the mindset going into those next 2 races? Is it to help your teammate in that 4 car Steven Merzlak, or are you going out to continue to make a statement and win some more races?
Objective number 1 is definitely I gotta help Steven. I gotta make sure PTR as half of this playoff Final Four. That's probably number one for me. Number two is definitely just going to be keeping some momentum, keeping a little bit of, keeping the rust off. I haven't really got a lot of seat time. This has been the only league I've been running, so just keeping momentum and making sure that 4 car, my buddy Steven, he gets in too, because that'd be really important to me. It'd be pretty cool to have both of us in there. That's kind of how I'm looking at these next few races.
Well, Davey, I must say, as your teammate and best friend, I'm looking forward to the victory celebration. I'll be joining down with you in a bit here. It's been a while since you've last won a race here in USORL Cup Series action. It was Darlington many, many weeks ago, back in May. So congratulations, Davey. Is there anyone that you want to thank here tonight?
One that I know that's watching, all of my fast friends that I see in the chat, Ryan, Sean, Mikey, I think was watching. Ricky's there. Hi, Ricky. Weaver was in there. Just everybody that's always been around. As always, I got to thank the guys that have made the last, God, how many years I've been sim racing with you guys. However many years that is, made the last year's bearable through a bunch of stupid stuff. But, yeah, I really appreciate those guys. That's really all I got to say. Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you for joining us here, Davey. Go celebrate that win. You're going to Homestead, buddy.
Going to Homestead!
Woo! That was Davey Hazard, driver the number 75. Martini Haviland Toyota Camry for Primetime Racing. Tommy, that was... Oh, man, having Davey in the booth after a win is definitely a lot different than having Davey in the booth after even a podium finish.
You were here last night for third place, finishing at Kansas. It's definitely a difference. That 75 team, that's huge, Joe, because not only is it just a win, it also means they're locked into the championship four. Huge, huge race for that 75 team and a fantastic result for them tonight.
Now, because I believe our second place finisher, Jeff Dixon, I believe he does not have a microphone. So I don't know how we can go about interviewing him. But
get in contact with their PR people. Let's bring in third place Cam Barnes. What do you say, Joe?
Yeah, go for it. Well, here he is, third place finisher, number 20, Yankees Jacob Company's Chevy Camaro ZL1LE, Mr. Cam Barnes. Congratulations on your third place finish, Cam.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it.
Now, we saw you spin out early in the race out of the S's. What was going through your mind at that point in the race?
I realized that I should not take no prisoners coming back through the field because apparently I didn't get any room there. Guy jumped the curb, hit me, and then I spun. But it's all right. It was pretty chaotic there. A lot of guys doing different strategies, trying to have the field and all through the field and all this stuff. So it was very interesting.
And you used the word chaotic. Well, while we were up here in the booth, that's all we saw too. What is it like in one of these road course races? They're already a lot different from what you guys are normally doing here with the ovals. You already got that element going, and then to see a lot of guys really driving hard and aggressively tonight. How do you balance that with your own driving style?
So I normally have to take a step back and try to realize that it's a marathon, not a sprint with these road courses. With the ovals, you can get away with being a lot more aggressive on the tire and pushing it real hard. With these road courses, you try to minimize your lockups, you try to minimize all the mistakes to hopefully be there at the end. And in this case, there were some mistakes that got bailed out, and luckily I was able to be in the right position on that final restart to get a good jump on the rest of the guys and jump out the second and almost to the lead. Almost.
Cam,
Man.
it was a fantastic drive for you. You did a great job tonight in that 20 car. Very nice Fittipaldi paint scheme you had on there. I may not like the team, but boy, the driver was something else tonight. So congratulations on a third place finish. You did awesome. Is there anyone that you want to thank?
Thanks to John for making this little tribute to Hank Steinbrenner and everything possible. Felt like this was the perfect opportunity to run it instead of running it back in April. But yeah, more freedom for me on what I want to run, and you know what? I think we got a nice little podium there.
And it was a nice little podium. Congratulations, you did a great job making your way back up through the field. This was Cam Barnes, driver the number 20 Yankees Steinbrenner tribute car with Jacob Companies on the quarter panels. Congratulations to Cam and that 20 team. And Tommy, did you get in contact with Jeff and his PR people?
No, well, we got two more interviews lined up here. One, we have our fourth place finisher, Garrett Sidnor, and then after that, we're going to bring in Mr. Excitement himself. He's good for ratings, John Peterson, that 33 car. So right now, we're going to bring in Garrett Sidnor and talk to our fourth place finisher.
All right, Garrett Sidner slipping on the headset here, finishing fourth in his beautiful number 16 Best Buy tonight Ford Mustang. Congratulations on the fourth place finish, Garrett. And where did you come from? We were talking about how you were just having an easy night, running easy, and then all of a sudden, bam, you're up in the top 5.
Yeah, I'm battling some different circumstances this weekend. I'm away from home, so I'm using I was using my backup laptop for this race, so my hand was hurting the whole race, a little under the weather, just trying to play it safe, and managed to catch yellows there at the end, and I could just kind of grab that top 5 finish, which is really good to have here going in these next 2 weeks.
Yeah, Garrett, really impressive finish for you, especially given the circumstances. Congratulations on a great finish, man. I really, really was happy that you were able to get up there and continue a great streak of finishes and races in general. Well done tonight. Is there anyone you want to thank tonight?
I obviously want to thank this Best Buy crew being on the hood and all around the car tonight. I couldn't get them one at Knoxville earlier in the season, but I'm glad to do a little bit better this time. I'd like to thank Crunchyroll, A&W, Dr. Pepper, all the normal sponsors here that we have on the car. Hope they bring another good car next week.
Well, Garrett, we're going to go through the full playoff standings as they are right now. But just to let you know, you are 5 points to the good as the fourth driver in that championship 4 at the current moment. So a good start to the round of 8 for you. 2 more weeks left before Homestead. Thank you for coming up here, of course, as the fourth place driver. And I'm so happy that you were able to come up here and join us tonight. Fantastic race for that 16 team. Really great job.
Thank you. Absolutely. I'm great. I was able to get up there.
And that was Garrett Sidner, driver the number 16 Best Buy Ford Mustang, here tonight with that fourth place finish. Great finish for Garrett. You heard about the circumstances he was under, running on a backup laptop. I know we've heard about backup cars, Tommy, but backup laptops?
Real impressive. Only in esports, Joe.
Only in esports. But do you want to give those guys those playoff standings, or do you want to bring in John Peterson?
Well, we're gonna get to those standings right now. We're gonna bring in Mr. Excitement himself. Here we go. 1 second here, Joe. Let me see if I can find him in the paddock.
Yeah, and while you're finding him, Mr. Excitement, John Peterson, he's the driver of the number 33 Rockstar Energy Chevy Camaro. Did a great job of getting us involved here with the USORL Red Bull Cup Series. And here he is. Get that headset on the man, Mr. Excitement, John Peterson, driver of that number 33 car. Welcome, Mr. Peterson.
What's up?
Well, what's up? I mean, buddy, you're all over the place tonight.
Yeah, I felt like I got bodied by like 20 people.
Well, we heard Cam also talk about getting bodied. Was that what from behind the wheel? What caused this race tonight to just be so crazy?
Oh, I just think it's a we got them composite bodies added to the series this season, so you can bump and run, hit and bang a lot more this season.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of guys tonight recover from some damage early on. Jeff Dixon, Cam Barnes being a couple of them that finished very good in this race in the top 3. So, yeah, it appeared to be quite the madhouse out there, even for Watkins Glen. But a great finish for you tonight in 15th, I must say. Absolutely incredible driving for that 33 team. There's no one quite like John Peterson behind the wheel at Watkins Glen. John, how do you feel after that one? And is there anyone we want to thank for that fantastic result?
Oh man, the car was so fast. It was so good. We were running top 15 all day, top 20. I gotta thank my sponsors. Well, this is gonna take a while because this is the USORL, so we have to have a new car every week. But Cheerios, General Mills, Pop Secret, freaking not Kroger, fuck Kroger. We
Whoa, whoa! I said Mr. Excitement, not Mr. Potty Mouth. apologize to our viewers at home for that language.
I'm sorry. I'll probably get a fine for that.
No kidding, but continue after Kroger.
Fire alarm services, Orca coolers. I gotta thank my drivers, Huang Do, driver number 43, Crunchyroll, DJ Harris, William Page. I gotta thank my teammates, Noah Joyce, Oakley, and Jeg. I gotta thank my Team Chevy teammates. They're outstanding this season. I gotta thank the other Toyota drivers. I mean, I'm not driving Toyota, but I'll still thank them. The Ford drivers, I'm not really a Ford fan, and Cal's not really that cool. I gotta thank everyone in the stands. Unfortunately, with this whole COVID thing, we are unable to get the peak amount of, viewership. But I'm hoping that next season comes around and we can get everyone to the stands. I gotta thank you two, of course. I gotta thank Tommy, Joe. Vote for Zlucky and Pickett. Yeah.
Well, John, it was quite the race. You qualified 20th. Not the start you wanted, but gaining 5 places to finish 15th. Quality finish there for that 33 team, and one heck of a race. Let me tell you, it takes a lot of people to make that 15th possible, and you named them all.
It was awesome. Just awesome. Outstanding. I thought my qualifying was
Your
pretty
excitement. John Peterson.
Tommy, you gotta wrap that interview up. Oh man, he's a fun time up there. John Pearson, driver of the 33, making this our JTN broadcast possible. But Tommy, you got those updated points for us.
Yeah, sorry kids. Here's the points. Right now we after quite a thrilling race at Watkins Glen, which saw a lot of action, especially compared to normal road course races. We have Davey Hazard, of course, locking himself into that Final Four at Homestead, followed by Cal Lovell. He actually tied in points with Davey. However, he is securely in second place. 9 points back from Cal Lovell, even though he did not get the finish he wanted. Steven Merzlak right now holds that number 3 spot. And as we mentioned before, Garrett Sidnor rounds out that top 4 in the championship standings, who would be competing at Homestead if the season started today or ended today. So right now, Joe, 4 cars that are out are Darren Ingram in the 24 car. He is right now 5 points back from the cut line. Cam Barnes, 5 points back from the cut line. Noah Joyce, after a tough race tonight, 8 points back. And Trey Coleman, even though he led for a little bit towards the end, did not get the finish he wanted and is right now a whole 11 points back from that cut line. So going to take a lot for a lot of those drivers. But right now, Joe, 2 PTR cars in the top 4 looks pretty good to me.
Yeah, I'm sure it looks pretty good to you, but it was already looking pretty good coming into tonight. So pretty much all that happened is our guys that were outside, they just lost ground on those 4 that were inside our Final 4 provisionally, of course. But you talked Darren's 5 points back. He came in tonight only 3 points out, so that's a tough break for him. Cam Barnes and Noah Joyce, they both made up a position in points, but they also both fell back even more points with 8, I believe, for Cam. And what was Noah's?
Noah's 8 points back. Cam and Darren are 5.
Okay, so Cam gained a point, and he gained a position in points. But you're going to need more than that in these next 2 races, Tommy.
You sure will. And right now, we're going to say good night here from JTN. Next week, we have Charlotte, the famous track there in the capital of motorsports, Charlotte, North Carolina, followed by Dover to finish out the round of 8, and of course, Homestead, Miami, as the Championship 4 race just in 3 weeks' time. Well, Joe, it was quite the event. We had a lot of great moments in the race and in the booth. Your thoughts?
Yeah, Tommy, it was a crazy race. It was a fun race. We see Trey Coleman now posting a message that the 14 team is unofficially withdrawn from the round of 8, so I don't know what's going on there with that team. But, Tommy, it was a crazy night, and yeah, I mean, for all of us here at JTN, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. Make sure you're spreading love, peace with all your heart. Go out and be the best person that you can be. For Tommy Bordeaux, for myself, Joe Twansky, for Bristol, our producer, so long. We'll see you Tuesday night for the Dash Series race at my home track, the Michigan International Speedway. And if we don't catch you then, make sure you tune in next Saturday night, 10:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for the race at Charlotte as the Red Bull Cup Series moves on to round 2 for the round of 8. For everyone at JTN, thank you so much for watching. Hit the like, subscribe, do all the fun things.